there anything? There's really nothing else trade deadline to talk about. Lonzo didn't move. Did that shock you at all?
It did because of the hot streak he's on. I wanted him to stay because it seems he's doing well right now, playing the best basketball of his career, and he's with Zion. I feel like Zion is the player like perfect for him. I think Lonzo also kind of fits in that Ben Simmons, not bringing the ball up, and since he can shoot, but he's more a spot up shooter. Let him post in one of the corners, let him post on the wing, and then he also drive into the basket, catching it, and that pass, like second, third pass in the set, is where he excels also, as well as in transition. So I wanted him to stay with this young team that is moving when they give Zion the ball, and I'm glad he stayed because it's doing well for his career. It was either that or go to Charlotte and play with his brother. We know we all wanted to see that, Lonzo and LaMelo living out LeVar's dream.
So we didn't talk about Rondo to the Clippers. Do you think that puts the Clippers over the top because they now finally have a point guard?
I think it helps, but I think Rondo, and I know this is going to sound crazy because of like the playoff Rondo we saw last year. I don't think it does much for them until maybe the playoffs. And I don't know if Rondo really has this playoff Rondo and it's going to happen again. But last year Rondo was hitting threes, and like the first three he hit in the playoffs, we were like, bro, y'all not going to win. Rondo just hit a three. Like, y'all are really done. And then Rondo started hitting more. And we were like, what the fuck is happening? Like, Rondo's actually consistently hitting threes in the playoffs. And then he went to Atlanta. So that all went away. We'll see what happens. But right now, I think it's kind of smoke and mirrors. But I wouldn't be surprised if in the playoffs, Rondo turns into playoff Rondo.
So, Rondo is they say he's difficult. I just think, he's a smart guy and he doesn't bite his tongue for anybody. But LeBron is a different person, and players. I'm not saying that players don't go at it with LeBron. It's crazy, but there's just he demands a certain level of respect. Do you think where do you think Rondo falls in that pecking order as far as the team goes? Like, do you really think he responds to Kawhi checking him? I'm not even gonna say PG. Do you think he responds to Kawhi checking him the same way that LeBron would, even if Rondo is right and Kawhi is wrong in kind of the interaction?
I think really in the pecking order he falls right under Kawhi. And I also don't like Kawhi. We've never really seen him be a confrontational guy, so I don't see Kawhi checking him if he thinks Rondo's in the wrong. I don't see Kawhi checking him as checking him defending himself, and I don't see him checking Rondo as the aggressor and he pushes the issue. I don't see that really happening. And Rondo's definitely not taking any shit from PG. It's just not happening.
No. They got Marcus Morris. He's gonna be the one that's gonna be putting Rondo in place.
I don't think anyone needs to. It's weirdly people say he's a bad teammate and stuff. I think he's strangely very malleable on teams like this. He came into the Lakers, did well. He did really well in Boston. When he comes into teams that are established and already kind of have a mold, he does well. He didn't do well with the Kings. They were wild. So were the Pelicans, and now Atlanta. So you look at the teams where he really wasn't Rondo, we know, and it was teams that were in disarray. When you have a team with some semblance of structure, and I'm not saying the Clippers are the epitome of structure, but they're better than those other three teams and they have good players, I think he'll be all right.
I think that the way that Dallas worked out for him is the reason why he gets the bad rap so bad. I mean, yeah, I know what the hell happened in Boston. It just got old after a while, but it's oh, he didn't work well with Rick Carlisle. Rick Carlisle's one of our greatest coaches who